The day started like every other day. The woman walked into the building quietly, holding her small bag close to her side. She always walked with her head down, not because she was shy, but because she didn't want problems. She came to work to do her job, earn her money, and mind her business. But for some reason, the manager never liked her. He watched her the moment she entered. His eyes followed her from the front door to the staff area. She could feel his eyes burning into her back, but she tried to ignore it. She changed into her uniform, tied her hair, and stepped out to begin her shift. She greeted everyone she met. Some greeted her back, some ignored her. She didn't bother. She was used to it. The building was busy today. Customers filled the lobby, staff moved up and down, and the phones kept ringing. The woman walked calmly to her station and started cleaning one of the counters. The manager was already walking straight toward her. She felt it. She slowly looked up, pretending to be calm. "Why are you standing there?" he asked, voice sharp. She blinked. "I'm cleaning this area." "Cleaning?" he repeated loudly. "Then why does it look dirty?" People nearby turned to look. The woman lowered her gaze again. "I just started." He stepped closer. "Don't give me excuses. You people always have something to say." The phrase "you people" hit her like a slap, but she kept quiet. She inhaled gently and continued wiping. The manager suddenly grabbed the cloth from her hand. "Use this one." He threw a different cloth at her feet. "And do it properly. I don't want this place looking like a dump." A few workers nearby laughed quietly. The woman bent slowly, picked up the cloth, and continued cleaning. Her hands shook slightly, but she refused to show anger. She had learned long ago that anger always made things worse for her. The manager wasn't done. "You know what?" he said loudly. "I've been watching you. You walk too slow. You talk too slow. You're not qualified to work here. I don't know who hired you." A few customers were now watching. The woman tried to speak. "Sir, No." He cut her off. "Don't talk back to me. I don't want to hear your voice." Her throat tightened. She had no words left. The manager pointed at a trash bin across the room. "Go empty that." She nodded and walked toward it. She lifted the bin, tied the bag, and began walking toward the disposal area. But before she reached the corner, the manager shouted again. "Hey, stop!" She turned slowly. He walked toward her with an angry face. "Why are you carrying the bin like that?" he snapped. "You're dripping trash. Are you trying to mess up the floor?" She looked down. Not a single drop was on the floor, but she knew arguing meant trouble. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "You're always sorry," he said loudly. "You know what? Maybe you should go home today. You're ruining the whole environment." The woman froze. Go home? For what? She needed the money. Her bills were piling up. She didn't even have enough left for transportation for the rest of the week. She gathered courage. "Please let me continue working. I haven't done anything wrong." The manager stepped very close to her, so close she could smell his breath. "You don't decide anything here," he said. "I do." Before she could respond, a voice interrupted. "Is there a problem here?" Everyone turned. It was the new supervisor. Nobody knew much about him yet. He had joined only a week ago. He watched the whole scene from a distance before stepping forward. The manager forced a smile. "No problem. Just correcting staff behavior." The supervisor looked at the woman. "What happened?" She stayed silent. Experience had taught her that speaking up often made things worse. People rarely believed her side of the story. The manager spoke before she could. "She's lazy. She doesn't clean properly. She talks back. She creates a mess everywhere she goes. I've been telling the hire department to fire her." The woman felt her chest tighten. Fire her? For what? She had done nothing but work quietly every day. The supervisor looked at her again. "Did you create a mess?" "No, sir," she said softly. The manager laughed loudly. "Of course she'll deny it. Her people never take responsibility." The supervisor's eyes narrowed. "Her people?" he repeated. "What exactly do you mean by that?" The manager raised his hands. Let's not pretend. Look at her. She's slow, uneducated, and not fit for this place. She should be grateful I allow her to work here at all." The woman stood frozen. The words cut deep. Everyone nearby looked away, pretending not to hear. The supervisor turned fully toward the manager. "Follow me," he said sharply. The manager frowned but followed. They entered the back office. Minutes passed. Workers whispered. Some looked at the woman with pity, others with amusement. After about 10 minutes, the back office door opened. The supervisor stepped out with a very serious face. The manager followed behind him, but his face looked different. Tight, nervous, sweating. The supervisor spoke loudly so everyone could hear. "Can everyone gather, please?" Staff members drifted closer. The supervisor looked around slowly. "I have reviewed the cameras," he said, "and I have spoken to the cleaning department." The woman did not create any mess. She was doing her job properly. The manager forced a smile. "There must be a misunderstanding." The supervisor raised a hand. "I am not finished." The room went silent. He continued, "I also checked all previous reports. Not once has she been written up. She has perfect attendance. She has never disrespected anyone." The manager shifted uncomfortably. The supervisor turned to him. "But you have 3 reports from staff members for harassment. And after what I heard today, I will be writing my own report." The manager's eyes widened. "Wait, you can't do that." "I can," the supervisor replied. "And I will." Workers gasped. The supervisor looked at the woman. His voice softened slightly. "You, come with me." She followed him to the front desk. He pointed at a different uniform. "From today onward," he said, "you will no longer work as cleaning staff." Her heart dropped. Was she being demoted? Then he finished. "You are being promoted." She blinked. "Promoted?" "Yes," he said. "You will join the front desk team. Better pay, better hours. You deserve it." Her eyes filled with tears. She covered her mouth, trying to stop them from falling. The supervisor continued, "Your new role starts immediately. I'll train you myself." Behind them, the manager's face turned red. "That's not fair," he shouted. "I'm the manager." "Not anymore," the supervisor said calmly. "Your behavior violates company rules. You are suspended pending investigation." The manager's mouth opened and closed like he couldn't find his words. Security stepped behind him. The supervisor added, "And one more thing. Speak to people respectfully. You never know who they really are." The manager was escorted out of the building. Some staff members cheered quietly. Others looked shocked. A few apologized to the woman with their eyes. The woman stood there, shaking slightly, still holding her old cleaning cloth. The supervisor walked closer. "You've been through a lot here, but you kept your head down, did your job, and stayed respectful. That takes strength." The woman lowered her eyes. "Thank you. You earned this," he said. "Don't let anyone make you feel small again." She nodded slowly. As she walked toward her new desk, workers looked at her with a different expression. Respect. Some smiled politely. Some whispered to each other. But nobody laughed at her anymore. She placed the cleaning cloth on a nearby table. She would never need it again. Her hands finally stopped shaking. For the first time since she started working there, she felt seen. She felt valued. She felt like she belonged. The day that started with humiliation ended with a promotion. And as she sat in her new seat, adjusting her chair, the woman whispered to herself, "No more fear, no more hiding." She had survived. She had risen, and everyone had witnessed it. If the story touched your heart, don't leave with the lesson only. Share this video so more people can see what respect truly looks like. Someone out there is fighting the same silent battle, and your share might be the push they need to keep going. And if you want more stories that speak truth, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's grow a community where every voice is seen, every story is valued, and every person matters. Your support helps these messages reach the people who need them the most.